It's day 838. It's also August 21st, 2021. We'll figure this out, right? You ever wake up in the morning and ask yourself, what am I doing? And more importantly, why? Yeah, me too. Hi, my name's Craig, and this is my story. A story about life. Life out there. For visuals while listening, to watch the video versions of this podcast, or even just to say hey, check us out on our website at lifeoutthere.me. 4 weeks sitting alongside a park in Salt Lake City. Seems like yesterday when a cloud of smoke rolled out of Vacilando's exhaust and we coasted right into this exact spot. At the time, it just felt mechanical. An event. A little inconvenience. And after that walk to the convenience store, we'd get to business, pop the hood, make some calls, handle it. You know, figure out the plan and get it done. But now, starting to feel like maybe it's not just mechanical. And time, that's doing something strange too. The days feel slow, predictable, calm even. But yet somehow, a full month has passed. The first few hours after we stopped, well, that's kind of a blur now. I had immediately figured out that a spot in an RV park was now out of the question. There's no RV park I'm aware of that would allow us to tow a broken down RV into one of their short-term spots. Next up, call the insurance company, roadside assistance, ask about options. Of course they'd willing to tow us, but we'd need somewhere to be towed. And the life lessons would begin immediately. And it seems I'd apparently spent the last 2 years in a false reality. I thought something bad happens, you call your insurance company. That's what it's for. Turns out, that depends. I'd first learned that when I switched the policy from recreational vehicle to full-time residence, I thought that was that. Covered, buttoned up. Adulting accomplished. I probably should have read the fine print a little closer. Probably should have asked more questions. But those realizations were coming quickly, in real time. As I'm politely and professionally informed that without a motor, Vacilando, he's worth $2,243. In other words, he's scrap. Now, 2 years ago, when I bought him for $8,000, Washington State had somehow found him to magically be worth $10,500. And of course they did. Sales tax, based on that number. License, registration, based on that number. And likewise, insurance premiums, based on that number. But today, $2,243. And the recommendation was simple. Just total it. We'll cut you a check. We'll even have him towed off to a salvage yard for you. They didn't even want to try and fix him. Never mind the interior remodel, the suspension upgrade, the $3,000 in tires, the solar, batteries, resealed roof, digital antennas. The list goes on. None of that mattered. Without a motor, he's scrap. And it quickly became clear that if I want to save Vacilando, This one's on me. So all right then, we'll figure it out. And meanwhile, life, well, that just continues. Billy certainly isn't concerned. You can find him every afternoon stretched across the dash like he's front row at a parade. The kids in the playground, the softball games, the joggers, cars moving past. The steady rhythm of a city doing its thing. And if he's calm, I'm calm. And almost immediately, a routine forms. That morning walk to the Maverick. A cup of coffee in hand. That simple ritual makes everything feel normal, manageable. And then I hop the electric bike and start visiting repair shops. Oh yeah, because another thing that I'd quickly learn, I was getting nowhere on the phone. The second I'd say 1988 motorhome with a Chevy 454, that pause. And I could feel it. The answer was no. No thanks. So, I'll just start showing up in person, I thought. There has to be someone in a metro area of over 1 million people who can help, right? And another pattern settles in fast. Conversation, polite nods, a lot of no thank yous. And the ones that are willing to quote, then the numbers. $12,000, $18,000, $22,000. Now, anyone with internet access can find a 454 Chevy long block for around $2,000. And $3,500? Well, that'll get you a souped-up turbo model, complete with a 36-month, 30,000-mile warranty. So how are we landing north of $20,000, I thought. I'd spent hours on YouTube. 10, 12, 20 hours of labor, tops, to take a motor out and put another one in. It didn't take long to see what was happening. They don't really want the job. And if they take it, it's going to be worth their while. I mean, no one's rude. It's just all so transactional. I'd also figure out there's a difference. If an insurance company's paying, completely different energy. It's predictable, structured. That's just clean paperwork. But a guy on an electric bike and flip-flops with a 36-year-old motorhome? Apparently that's uncertainty. And uncertainty gets priced accordingly. Helps to figure out quickly why the insurance company jumps straight to scrap it. They're certainly not interested in forking out $20,000 to get a 36-year-old motorhome back on the road. And I also realize I'm not just looking for a shop. I'm looking for a mechanic. And apparently, that's a dying breed. Someone who knows engines without plugging it into a computer. Someone willing to solve a problem instead of dismiss it. But still, in a city this size, that doesn't feel impossible. It just feels maybe harder than I would have expected. And the math, well, that just keeps going. Those shops that were willing to talk numbers, they're telling me they'd need the rig for about 4 to 6 weeks. Maybe longer. You know, pandemic delays, parts back orders, backlogs. Parts for a 36-year-old RV just aren't sitting on shelves. You gotta find them, you gotta order them, you gotta wait. And one shop even tells me they'll charge me $45 per day just for it to sit there on their lot, being worked on or not. $45 a day? That's nearly what full hookup RV parking runs around here. And let's just say I accept one of those quotes. Now I gotta add 2 months of a hotel after I find one that will allow a cat. 60 nights. And all of a sudden, we're at $25K and more. Insurance, it's worth $22.43. And their willingness to help with a hotel and a rental car, maybe? Well, back to that fine print I should have read. In the end, like I said, this one would be all on me. Could I replace him for less than that? Maybe. But why would I kept thinking. There's life left in him. I can feel it. All that stands between Salt Lake City and the open road is a $2,000 motor. And someone with the space, the knowledge, and the willingness to help, not just profit. That's it. It doesn't feel impossible. Maybe it's just a puzzle I haven't solved yet. At night, Billy curls up in a tight ball beside me. I run the generator for a couple hours, catch fragments of the pandemic updates that I mostly tune out. Words like unprecedented, still drifting through the background noise of 2021. Our own little universe, parked alongside the edge of a city. From the outside, we probably look no different than the other motorhomes scattered around the area. But our story feels different. At least to me. Most days I'm still firmly in problem-solving mode. Coffee, bike rides, conversations, exploration. I got nowhere else to be. The weather's beautiful. And I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah, for the first time. So we'll figure it out. That's the dominant thought. But late at night, just before sleep settles in, there's that flicker. Dang, this could be a real problem. It's not panic, certainly not despair, just awareness. And I quickly get back to, tomorrow, I'll try another shop. Tomorrow, someone will see it differently. Tomorrow, I'll find somebody willing to help. I still believe that. But something is shifting. Not outside, but inside. I think maybe I'm starting to understand that this might be about more than just an engine. This thing called life comes with a lot of rules. Maybe it's time to break a few. Because you can. No, seriously. You can.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.